Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Haydar.
Hi, Ali.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. How are you going?
Very well, mate. Thank you for joining me for a coffee. Have you got one?
Thank you. Yep, got my coffee. I've got Tiff's coffee.
Awesome. Hey, I've been doing having a coffee with Haydar lately, and it's been going down pretty well. I just thought I'd start doing that with you now, if you don't mind. So everyone can get to know who you are, and where you came from, and where you're going, and all that sort of stuff. So I'll just ask you a few questions. I know we've been through this many times, but how long have you been with the Gyms Group?
I've started in 2007, so that's about it's getting nearly 14 years nearly.
Wow.
You for a long service leave.
You'll be up for your gold watch soon.
Gold watch, Rolex.
Would you like a Rolex?
It's been good 14 years, and obviously we're still learning every day. Still taking on new challenges every day. Yeah, never look back, really.
Good on it. So new challenges. I'll get to that in a sec. But you said watch. Haven't I already bought you a couple of watches?
Yep. We've had a bet for a table tennis. When you actually packed it.
Change subject.
It was for an Apple Watch, but I guess it's obvious you won.
True. All right, I'll take that back. So I didn't buy you a watch. You earned a watch through a table tennis competition, and I think it was the first one up to 10. And when we got to about 5 or 6-0, I packed up the table, didn't I? For at least a year or so. So congratulations. Okay, so new challenges. We signed the Gyms IT contracts recently, I think, or we're going to sign them. Have we signed that?
Yesterday. Yep, we've signed Gyms IT yesterday, and obviously taken over a division that's been struggling with a lot of the things in the background with the workload or with the changes and the challenges that particular industry is having.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Well, definitely, and you've already seemed to have made some improvements. The leads have already doubled. Franchise inquiries are through the roof. I think I had about 4 today. So that's going to keep busy, which is great. And did we sign the Canada stuff? Because we're launching.
That's right.
There as well.
That's actually we've signed that for Canada earlier this week as well.
Yep.
So Jim's Cleaning will be in Canada very shortly, very soon, and we'll start seeing Jim's fans on the other side of the world, really.
Did you ever think that would happen, Ali? That you'll be running a corporation that's in 3 different countries? I mean, it's pretty good for a Tomo guy in a Broadmeadows. I wouldn't say you're a dropout, but I know you went to uni. Still a pretty good effort.
No, it's actually a very good effort, and considering that those 3 countries that we're going to be in will be dominating the market as well. It's not just about being there. It's about New Zealand is growing by double digits every year, and we expect similar results with Canada as well.
Have we passed the 50 mark in New Zealand?
Not yet, but we're actually very close to it with the cleaning group. We're maybe later this year we'll sign up our 50th franchisee.
Very good, mate. Well done. So, what's your background? Where did you come from before gyms?
I come from a retail group, originally with Dick Smith Electronics, with at the time Woolworths owned, they used to call it DSC, Dick Smith Electronics Stores. So I was at Dick Smith for about 10 years, managing multiple stores, looking after an area, and having the Woolworths background, obviously very customer service concentrated, and you know, it was actually pretty good.
Well, that's interesting. You work for Dick Smith, now they're gone. You work for Tandy Electronics, they're gone. Jim's Cleaning.
Just a little note, it's always after I leave.
Is it? All right. So you're not going anywhere then? Good.
I don't have plans anyway, but
good on you, mate. So it's been a good journey. How did you find us all those years ago?
well, it was actually at a barbecue, from what I remember. So just to, yeah, I'm sure everyone knows, but Haydar is actually married to my sister. So having a family barbecue one day, and I've told Haydar that I was going to buy a cafe. I was actually looking at small business cafes around, you know, in the Melbourne suburbs. And I could see the lights in Haydar's eyes saying, "You don't want a cafe." Let's talk. And we discussed what was available back then, and there was a carpet cleaning region in Melbourne with about 4 franchisees, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And that's how I started.
So you started off as a regional franchisor. You had no experience in franchising, no experience in carpet cleaning, no experience in the way I do things. I mean, you didn't know me from a bar of soap, really. And
That's
you
right.
took a big risk. You left your job. You invested money, because I didn't give it to you. I actually sold it to you. So you took on the regional rights for carpet cleaning, most of Victoria. It wasn't even all of Victoria. It's probably even half of Victoria, I think, initially.
It was about half of Melbourne. Yeah.
Half of Melbourne. It's a pretty risky thing to do, and you were newlywed at the time as well.
That's right.
And bottom line is, you're probably the best franchisor that I've ever seen ever in the history of this business. How did that happen? You know, why are you so good?
Well, I had good training and a good mentor.
Yes.
But you know, it was actually, yes, it was a bit of a risk for me, but at the same time, I've trusted the brand. I think the brand played a big part in me making it, because the region wasn't making any money with 4 franchisees. There was hardly, you know, the income. I was making more at Dick Smith as my wage was higher than the income that the business was generating. So I was actually paying money at the same time reducing my income. But I could see the potential of having more franchisees on board. I can see, you know, I didn't buy Jim's carpet cleaning that region because of what it was. I bought it because of what it could be, and pretty much show everyone what we can achieve if you work together with your franchisees, with yourself, with the divisional, with your franchisor. Once you put everything together, I think it was just it all happened, and we grew 4 franchisees. I ended up buying, within 12 months, I ended up buying the remaining of Melbourne from one of the other franchisors, which gave me the rights for all of Victoria. And from 4 franchisees, we grew that to about 26 or 27 within 18 months.
Very impressive.
And very happy franchisees. You know, all those franchisees pretty much started bringing their friends and family, and because how happy they were.
I know, it's very impressive, and we use your test case as an example in many of our lectures. And I think one of your biggest strengths or achievements were when you connected with that national supplier, the carpet cleaning machine supplier, who then became your referral source, and he was sending you, new franchisees all the time. And in fact, you almost bankrupted an opposition company because most of the franchisees from there jumped over to you.
Exactly.
And that's, again, very impressive. Okay, so then you did pretty well, and then obviously you sold that region for a profit. a good profit too. And I remember it was a lot of money at the time.
Yes.
Why didn't you just take that and go, and then go off and do, you know, your cafe or whatever it is that you're planning on doing?
Well, firstly, I enjoy what I do, and I've, you know, when you look at how flexible the role is compared to owning a cafe or any other business, really, there's not many businesses that you know, I could be working from home, I could be working from Bali if I wanted to. So as long as I have internet, email, and phone access, I can literally be anywhere in the world and still manage my region. I think that was very appealing to me, and obviously the financial side of the things, where you know, you're not really limited. The only limitation you have is yourself. You know, as long as you can get work for these franchisees, you know, sky's the limit on how many franchisees you can have in a region.
True. Well, but then you jumped into a completely different industry. You bought the divisional rights for car cleaning at the time,
Yes.
which again was a struggling division. I mean, it had its own issues. It was one of my side businesses that I really wasn't paying much attention to. And you quickly came in and you rebranded it, you know, to Jim's Car Detailing. And I don't know how many franchisees there were then, but you're well on your way to having 100, and you're doing pretty well these days.
Yeah. So yeah, after I've sold the carpet cleaning region, I wasn't, you know, obviously I could have, like you said, I could have walked away and did my cafe or did other business opportunities, but because I liked the brand and I see the potential, and we're only, and I would have not sold my carpet cleaning region if I didn't get such a good offer. You know, so I wasn't planning to leave, but considering I've received a really good offer, I've looked at my options, and I really saw the potential, as you said, with car cleaning at the time, where it was a bit of a side business. I think you ever had 11 or 12 franchisees nationally at the time. You know, a couple of franchisees in Melbourne, a couple of in Perth, and there was none in Adelaide, none in Sydney. I think there was a couple in Queensland as well. So there was about 11 or 12 franchisees Australia-wide. So we took that division, we've rebranded to Car Detailing because it's a bit of a more specialised service. Now we're in New Zealand, we're in every state in Australia, and we'll be signing a 100th franchisee hopefully within a month or two.
Excellent. Good on you, mate. And I think you've just requested an amendment to your contract, and you're talking to someone in Canada. And we had a Zoom meeting together there.
So we're actually finalising a deal in Canada with a very good franchisor. He's got all the right skills, so we're hoping that he can replicate what we have achieved in Australia and New Zealand in Canada.
Mate, we're very proud of you. Good work. Keep punching on that front. Cool. So, where to from here, Ali? Like, is there any risk of us losing someone of your high caliber? I need to know, because it's always better to be safe than sorry.
I'm here for long term. I think you know that already. You just obviously we're always looking for opportunities within the Jim's group, and you know it's been a very busy year for us with some new divisions coming along that we're taking over, national contracts, again something that we're looking after, which is probably a separate session altogether. But you know, because we are always planning ahead, always new challenges and new you know, excitements, because last thing you want to do is you know, get bored at what you do, and you know, there's always something new on my table, that's for sure.
You're welcome.
No problem.
Okay, so you took on the division rights. Well, you purchased the divisional rights. with me, obviously, for car detailing, and you're doing pretty well.
Yes.
And then some time ago, I think 6, 7, 8 years ago, you approached me to become the CEO of the gym's cleaning group. And I don't know why you did that. Was I not doing a good enough job, or you thought you can do a better job? What was your reasoning behind that?
No, you've at that time, I think we've celebrated our 300th franchisee
Yeah,
for the cleaning group. It was around that time where I could see the potential, but obviously there's so much one person can do.
yeah,
There's limited by hours. Obviously, I can see that you're a hard worker and putting all, hours. I don't know how many hours, but a lot of hours every day. And I could see some areas where I could use my skills to improve, training the franchisors, educating them, and putting them through a program where we can, get them to pretty much replicate what I've demonstrated with carpet cleaning. And I think that was the main reason. And at the time, I don't think you were 100% sold on the idea. And he said, let's try it for 3 or 4 months and see what you can do. And I think we ever look back.
Well, that's definitely been the best decision that I ever made. You have been an amazing asset to the business, and I just hope it continues, because I know our business hasn't even started yet. And yes, I did take a chance on you, and in fact, let's make it clear, initially I didn't pay you much salary, and that went on for probably longer than it should have, and I apologize for that. But since then, and we can be honest with this. I have rewarded you with giving you profit share of a few of my businesses now, and I think we own a few things together.
Yes.
We even bought some property together, which we'll talk about another time. But and I think is it IT we own together, the contracts business we own together.
That's
So,
right. So again, we have a very different or weird relationship where at the time when I approached you for the CEO position or to help with it, you pretty much said I can't afford you, and what I said was, okay, don't worry about any pay. Let me make that difference in generating that income, and that's the easy part, and that's what we did. And obviously, you've seen the results, which resulted in those other businesses that we're doing together. And it's not just about. I always say you got to see the bigger picture. It's not about seeing the wage or what I can make today or tomorrow. It's more about I'm here for long term.
Well, I'm so proud of you, Ali, and you've become a very successful and wealthy man. I think we've put you in the multi-million dollar status, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm proud of that as well. Just before we go, since the day you started as CEO, was it 8 years ago?
It was 2012, so 8 years ago.
8 years ago. Would it be fair to say that we grew consistently every single year by no less than 3 to 5%? I think.
I think there was 1 year that we double-digit growth every year. I think there was 1 year that we grew by about 5 or 6%, which was disappointing on my end. But overall, we've grew every year by double digits.
Wow, that's fantastic. And do you predict this year will be the same? Would it be a healthy growth this year? Or?
Yes. I was actually looking at the numbers earlier today. So we're about 10 franchisees away from hitting 900.
Wow.
So we'll probably have a bit of a party soon.
Hey, do you remember? I think it was I said when we get to 500, I'm going to take the whole team to Bali.
Yes, I remember that. We've almost doubled that now.
Maybe we'll do that when it gets to 1,000.
All right.
Yeah.
That's on file now. It's recorded, just to let you know.
Well, it depends what you identify or what team means. Team could be just you and me.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll hit 1,000. Obviously our aim is to hit 1,000 over the next 12 months, and that's a very at this rate we should. Obviously, COVID didn't help us in Melbourne with the restrictions, but yeah, once everything goes back to normal, I expect really good growth due to obviously higher unemployment.
Well, I hope so. After the first lockdown, when we came back with a surgence. What was it? I think 55 new franchise sales in a 40-day period or something.
That's correct. Yeah.
Phenomenal. So if we can achieve something like that again after second lockdown, mate, you're going to have to make appointments to see me. That's for sure. All right, look, I know yeah, thanks, Ali. I know you're a busy man. I'll let you go. But look, it was really nice chatting with you. And if you don't mind, we'll hook up again next week.
Coffee. Thank you.
Yep. Catch you, okay?
All right. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
All right, man.